Let's play a game. Close your eyes and picture a Muslim woman. Got it? If you imagine someone silent, oppressed, and covered head to toe in black, congrats, you've been scammed by the algorithm. Welcome to Beyond the Shahada. I'm Bree, and this is your realistic guide to Islam, where we debunk myths faster than a teenager fact-checking their mum's WhatsApp forwards. Today's episode is all about hijab, women's rights, and why Muslims aren't a stereotype, otherwise known as the trio of topics that make keyboard warriors rage type. Let's dive in. I want to make one thing crystal clear. Muslim women don't owe you an aesthetic. We're not here to star in your tired Hollywood roles of the silent victim in a hijab or your hot oppressed girl in need of liberation. So let's autopsy these stereotypes with the energy of a TikTok expose. Cue the scene. Tearful Muslim woman dramatically rips off her hijab in slow motion. Her hair magically salon perfect, surrounded by people clapping for her like she just won a Miss Liberation contest. End scene. Roll the credits. Shocker. Real freedom isn't a performative striptease for Western applause. It's a doctor choosing to wear her hijab with her scrubs. An Olympian breaking records while wearing her hijab. Or even a Marvel superhero actually keeping her hijab on. Hijab isn't a prop for your hero's journey. Write better scripts. So a couple of myths I want to get out of the way first. Number 1. All Muslims look alike. Well, only 1 in 5 Muslims are actually Arabs. The other 80%? Well, that would include me. The white Aussie woman with zero Arab ancestry who upgraded her faith without a personality transplant. I didn't lose my culture, I leveled up. And myth number 2, all Muslims come from the Middle East. The country with the most Muslims is actually Indonesia. What about the fastest growing Muslim population? America. What about the most Muslim continent? It's Asia. So next time you imagine a Muslim, picture literally any human being on earth. Congrats, you're now woke. Muslim isn't a look, it's a faith. And no, we don't all have friends in Dubai. Now that we've cleared up the Muslim equals Arab nonsense, let's talk about the real controversy. A piece of fabric. How did the hijab become shorthand for oppression? Weird. When it's a nun, devotion. Orthodox Jewish women, traditional. But a Muslim woman in a scarf? Quick, tag Amnesty International. As a Muslim woman who wears hijab, do you want to know the inside secret? Hijab isn't just a cloth. It covers your body, your mannerisms, and how you interact with the world. Fun fact, there's a version of this for men too, but since you're not ready for that convo, let's just start small. The scarf itself. Serious question. Have you ever met a hijabi? Ask her how many oppression scarves she owns. I guarantee you she owns more hijabs than anything else in her wardrobe. There's endless materials and a ton of different styles, pins galore, and magnets that could probably survive a hurricane. Don't forget all of the different colours, all varying in slight shade differences that are completely clear to us but bewilder our husbands. And undercaps, they've got a whole range of their own categories too. Another serious question. Have you ever tried on a hijab? It makes you feel like a princess. Meanwhile, men out there are wearing the same grey hoodie for a decade and calling us oppressed. Hijab isn't oppression. It's the ultimate power move. Like a crown, but with better fabric. If hijab was really about men, we wouldn't own more scarves than shoes. Name one woman who'd voluntarily coordinate this many accessories under duress. Let's talk women's rights, or as I call it, Islam's original feminism, before feminism was a hashtag. The idea that Muslim women have no rights? Actually, we wrote the rulebook. The West just took more than 1,000 years to catch up. Picture this. Australia in the 1870s. Women finally get to own property in their own name. Meanwhile, in 7th century Mecca, Muslim women were waiting for you to catch up. When do you think women in Australia were given the legal right to own property or earn their own money? 1870s. How about the right to inheritance? 1880s. Let's try the right to divorce. 1850s. And even this was only under certain conditions. Did you know all of these rights were given to women in Islam in the 7th century? And let's not even talk about last names. The West acts like keeping yours is some sort of feminist rebellion. Islam has it as a default setting. And a fun fact, Harvard didn't admit women until 1920. Oxford, 1928. Meanwhile, Muslim women were running universities in Morocco in 859 AD, while Europe was still debating if women actually had souls. They needed more than 1,000 years to copy our homework, yet still forgot the references. Muslim women had PhDs while Australia was still a penal colony. Let that sink in. Still think Islam oppresses women? Name one 7th century faith that let wives keep their maiden name, stash their own cash, and divorce him easier than cancelling a Netflix trial. Exactly. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact Muslim women don't fit your stereotypes. Actually, we're more like plot twists and definitely don't fit into neat little boxes like the media loves to portray. I thought I'd end this episode with a last fun fact. While you're debating our oppression, we're too busy running countries, winning Oscars, and being CEOs to be bothered debating your stereotypes. So to wrap this episode up, we've learned Muslims aren't just Arabs, hijab isn't a hostage situation, and Islam pioneered women's rights. Follow us on socials at Beyond the Shahada. I'm Bree, and this was your realistic guide to Islam.